yourself first. Ever wonder if she's secretly attracted to you, but you just can't tell? Many men completely miss these subtle signs hidden in the questions women ask, and noticing them can change everything. When a woman is secretly attracted to a man, her questions often reveal more than words alone. These inquiries tend to dig deeper into his emotions, values, and worldview. She may ask about his childhood, career aspirations, or past experiences, not out of casual interest, but as a subconscious way to determine emotional compatibility. Men often overlook these questions, mistaking them for friendly curiosity, when in reality, they're subtle signs of attraction that indicate she is mentally mapping a potential romantic connection. A woman who is intrigued by someone may start asking about his preferences in relationship, what qualities he finds attractive in a partner, or even hypothetical about romantic scenarios. These questions often appear casual, but they serve a dual purpose. They satisfy her curiosity while also testing whether her own qualities align with his ideal. Recognizing these questions can give men critical insight into her subconscious interests, which many overlook because they focus solely on physical signals. When a woman remembers small details from previous conversations and asks follow-up questions, it's a strong signal of attraction. This behavior indicates she is paying attention on a deeper level, analyzing his words and behaviors to understand him better. Questions like you mentioned you love hiking, have you explored a new tourist lately, demonstrate emotional investment and mental engagement, highlighting her desire to create a connection that goes beyond casual interaction. Women often disguise attraction beyond humor or playful teasing. They might ask questions like, what kind of woman do you usually go for? Or would you ever date someone who's your opposite? Or why? This sound lighthearted. They're strategic. Such questions allow her to test the waters, gauge his reactions, and see if there's a spark of chemistry without directly revealing her feelings. Men who fail to recognize this often miss the hidden cues entirely. Curiosity about Emma's daily routines and social life is another overlooked signal. Questions about how he spends his free time, how he spends it with, and what hobbies he enjoys reveal a desire to understand whether she could fit naturally into his world. These inquiries are really about mere logistics. Their subconscious probes are designed to elevate lifestyle compatibility, emotional availability, and potential relational chemistry. When a woman asks questions that challenge a man's confidence, humor, or perspective, she's often conducting a subtle test of his composure and self-assurance. Questions such as, how do you handle stressful situations, or what's the most difficult decision you've made recently, are less about the content and more about observing how he responds under pressure. Emma's ability to answer thoughtfully and confidently can significantly enhance her attraction. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe so you never miss expert insights on decoding attraction and building deeper connections with women. Questions about emotional values such as loyalty, empathy, or communication style are often overlooked signs of attraction. If a woman asks whether he believes in honesty, commitment, or open emotional expression, she is trying to assess whether his inner moral compass aligns with hers. These questions reflect a subconscious desire to gauge compatibility for a deeper connection beyond superficial interest. A woman who's attracted may frequently ask about his long-term plans and ambitions. Questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or what are your biggest goals in life? Are not casual conversation. they reveal her curiosity about whether she can see herself alongside him in the future and whether their paths could align emotionally and practically. Many men miss these cues because they underestimate the depth beyond seemingly simple questions. Playful, flirtatious questions often mask deeper interest. For example, she might joke about hypothetical romantic scenarios, ask what would it be like dating you, or inquire about his ideal date. These questions are safe ways for her to explore attraction while minimizing the risk of vulnerability. Men who recognize the pattern can identify a subtle flirtation that many otherwise dismiss as casual joking. Women tend to ask reflective, open-ended questions when they feel attraction, asking what makes you happiest or what are you most proud of is a strategy to understand a man's emotional depths. By creating moments of vulnerability, she fosters intimacy, and these questions reveal her desire to connect beyond the superficial level of small talk. Men often miss this in a person the questions as a mere conversation rather than subtle signals of interest. Questions about past relationships or dating history can indicate attraction, especially when phrased carefully. Inquiries like what did you learn from your last relationship, or what kind of experiences have shaped your dating preferences reveal that she is evaluating emotional compatibility and looking for patterns that might suggest a future with him. Recognizing these subtle cues can prevent a man from overlooking potential romantic interest. Women who are interested often introduce comparisons into their questions. She may ask about other women in his life or discuss qualities she admires in other people. This isn't necessarily jealousy, it's a subconscious method of self-assessment, allowing her to determine whether she matches the qualities he values. Men often misinterpret these questions as casual curiosity rather than subtle attraction cues. Mirroring is another subtle behavioral cue. When a woman begins asking questions similar to those he has asked her previously, it indicates rapport building and subconscious alignment. Mirroring demonstrates emotional reciprocity and interest, suggesting she is invested in understanding him on a deeper level. Recognizing this pattern can help men identify attraction that goes beyond superficial friendliness. A shift from casual to emotionally layered questions often mark growing interest. When a woman transitions from talking about hobbies or work to asking about fears, values, or meaningful life experiences, she is signaling that she wants to connect on a deeper level. Men often miss these subtle transitions, assuming the conversation is casual, when it's actually an indicator of hidden attraction. Questions that explore aesthetical and moral beliefs can reveal hidden attraction. Inquiries about honesty, integrity, and personal values indicate she's evaluating his character and emotional maturity. Women are more likely to engage in this conversation with someone they find attractive, as they subconsciously want to ensure alignment on core principles. What if scenarios are a common tool women use to test romantic chemistry. Questions like what would you do if we were alone on a trip? Or how would you spend a weekend with someone you like? Allow her to imagine closeness while remaining emotionally safe. Men who recognize these questions can interpret them as early indicators of interest rather than random hypotheticals. When a woman increasingly initiates a question, it's a strong sign of attraction. More effort in maintaining dialogue indicates that she enjoys the interaction interaction and wants to extend connection time. Repeated engagement through questions signals emotional investment, which many men overlook because they focus only on physical or overt romantic gestures. Questions about coping mechanism, stress, and conflict resolution reveal her interest and his emotional stability, inquiring how do you handle disagreements or what to do when you feel overwhelmed, and helps her evaluate whether he is emotionally reliable and capable of handling intimacy. Recognizing these questions as attraction signals can prevent men from missing subtle cues. Women may inquire about exclusivity or relationship boundaries indirectly. Questions like, do you see someone, or do you think people can just be friends, provide insight into her interest while maintaining conversational safety. Men often overlook these subtle probes, assuming they're casual questions rather than emotionally loaded signals. Shared experiences are often tested through questions. She may ask, have you tried this activity, or would you like to see this event, as a way of creating potential interaction opportunities. These questions are invitations in disguise, indicating she wants to spend time together and build a shared history. Returning to emotionally charged topics repeatedly is another overlooked attraction cue. A woman who revisits conversations about values, fears, or achievements is signaling that these topics are significant to her emotional connection with him. Men who notice repetition can understand her interest is deepening. If this video was helpful to you, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. Intellectual curiosity is a strong sign of attraction. Questions that probe his worldview, opinions on complex topics, or unique perspectives indicate admiration and interest beyond surface-level interactions. Recognizing intellectual questioning as a form of attraction helps men identify deeper emotional connections. Processing is common through selective questioning, asking about personal boundaries, confidence, or emotional expression signals her interest in emotional safety and reliability. Men who notice that these signals are more likely to recognize her attraction and respond thoughtfully. Encouraging storytelling through questions is another subtle signal. She may ask him to recount meaningful experiences, achievements, or lessons learned. These questions reveal she wants to understand his inner narrative, fostering emotional intimacy and showing hidden attraction. Referencing shared memories or experiences in her questions is a sign of emotional attraction. By bringing up moments they shared, she reinforces connection and signals that she values the interaction. Men often overlook this reinforcement behavior, missing subtle signs of romantic interest. Questions about values, ethics, and personal philosophy indicate attraction rooted in admiration. She is evaluating whether his character aligns with hers, which is crucial for long-term interest. Men often misinterpret these inquiries as casual discussion instead of subtle tests of compatibility. The gradual deepening of questions from surface level to personal and emotional topics is a key sign of interest. When a woman transitions her questions to explore meaningful aspects of his life, it signals growing emotional investment that men often fail to recognize. Queries about trust, emotional openness, and comfort levels are subtle markers of attraction. Asking, do you open up easily, or how do you confide and shows she's evaluating whether he can provide emotional security, an emotional factor in hidden romantic interest. Admiration-based questions like how did you become so confident or what motivates you signal attraction to a fascination with his traits. This question express curiosity and emotional engagement, which indicate she's invested in understanding him deeply. Finally, questions that combine personal disclosure with inquiry reveal the deepest level of hidden attraction by sharing pieces of her own story while asking about his experiences. She's creating reciprocity and emotional closeness. This behavior is often the point where subconscious interest becomes an intentional connection, marking the transition from hidden attraction to potential romantic engagement. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.